So B-spline curve. Before start with the B-spline curve, we are going to see what are the drawbacks of Bezier curve and why the B-spline curve is used. So Bezier curve produced by the Berenstein basis function has limited flexibility. What the flexibility that Bezier curve is that? First, the number of specified polygon vertices fixes the degree of resulting polynomial which defines the curve. Means, for example, in Bezier curve, when we consider that there are four vertices in the polygon. If we consider there are four vertices in the polygon, then the degree of that uh, polynomial is x raised to 3. When we consider there are 5 vertices in the polygon, then its degree is x raised to 4. So in this way, the number of specified polygon vertices fixes the degree of resulting polynomial, which defines the curve. That is the first limitation. Second, the second limiting characteristics is that the value of blending function is non-zero for all parameter values over the entire curve. So in the previous lecture, we have seen the parameter values t ranges from 0 to 1. So 0, 0 0.15, 0 0.35, then 50, 65, 85, and then t is equal to 1. 7 parameter values we have seen, and we calculate the blending function. So for all the values, the blending function is non-zero. For all the parameter values, the blending function is always non-zero. That is the second limitation. And it provides global control. It provides the global control over the curve. So if we consider there are 4 points. If we consider there are 4 points. One, this is the first point. 4, 5, I take here 5 points. Then, and I draw here the curve within this. So Bezier curve is not an interpolation, it is an approximation curve. It passes through the first and last point compulsory, but not necessary that the remaining point. So it provides the global control. If we change one control point, means suppose I change this control point from here to here, then in that case, it change the entire shape of the Bezier curve. It changed the entire shape of the Bezier curve. If I change this point from here to here, then the curve will be like this. It changed the entire shape of the curve. Means it has a global control. If we change any one control point, then it changes the entire shape of the curve. That is the next limitation of Bezier curve. So to avoid this limitation, the B-spline curve is used. So the B-spline basis contains the Berenstein basis as the special case. The B-spline has a non-global, means it has a local control over the vertices of the control point. It has local control over the shape of the curve. So how that? We are going to see one by one the properties of the B-spline curve. Then it will be clear to you. So always remember these are the drawbacks, disadvantage or limitations of the Bezier curve, and that's why B-spline curve is used. Okay, so we start with the properties. So again, the first property is same as the Bezier curve. B-spline curve is approximation curve. So if we consider there are in these 5 control points and we going to draw a Bezier curve, not necessary that it passes through all control points. So it is an approximation curve. That is the first property. B-spline curve is made up of n plus 1 control points. Again the same n plus 1 control point as in Bezier curve, and the order of curve is k. So in Bezier curve, if there are 4 control points, okay, then the order is 3 degree. Order of degree is 3. If there are 5 control points, the order of degree is 4. But here in B-spline curve, if there are n plus 1 control point, the order of curve is k, which is different integer value. It not same as n plus 1, or it not exactly depend on n plus 1. So what is this k? This k is greater than or equal to 2 and less than equal to n plus 1. it is greater than or equal to 2 and less than or equal to n plus 1. Means if there are 7 control points, if there are 7 control points, then what is the value of k? The value of k, it is greater than or equal to 2 and k is greater than or equal to 2 and less than or equal to n plus 1. So n plus 1 is the number of control points. So k is between 2 to 7. K may be 2, k may be 3, k may be 4, k may be 5, etc. Any value up to 7. So that decide the degree of that polynomial curve. So it gives us a polynomial degree k minus 1. Means if k is equal to 3, then the polynomial degree x square. If k is equal to 4, then x cube. If k is equal to 5, then x raised to 4. Means the degree polynomial of the degree is always k minus 1. What is the k? Which is greater than or equal to 2 and less than or equal to n plus 1. So degree depends upon the value of k, not on the control point. That is the major difference between the Bezier curve and B-spline curve. In Bezier curve, degree is always less than the number of control points. While in this, the degree is less than the value k. And k is greater than or equal to 2 and less than or equal to n plus 1. Now, another thing, major thing that is used in the B-spline curve is the segments. It has n minus k plus 2 segments. Means, again I am taking the same example. Let control points is equal to 7. Suppose there are and 7 control points. Control points is equal to n. Normally we consider n plus 1 is equal to 7. Suppose there are 7 control points. So what is the value of n? So n is equal to 6. N is equal to 6. Let us consider k is equal to 3. Let us consider k is equal to 3. What k is greater than 2? Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to 7. So here we consider k is equal to 3. So what is the degree of polynomial here? The degree of polynomial is 2. X raised to 2 start with. So the number of segments here given that in this case number of segments is equal to n. What is the value of n? 6 minus k means 3 plus 2. So 6 minus 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So total number of segments in the curve are 5. The curve, B-spline curve, it is divided into segments. So how to identify the number of segments? The formula, simple formula, n minus k plus 2. So if we consider there are 7 control points, then in that case, and we consider k is equal to 3, then there are 5 number of segments, and that is here, shown here in this diagram. This diagram we are going to discuss in detail afterwards. Now, what these segments are, you can observe here. This is the first segment, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and Q5. So Q1 to Q5, these are the 5 segments. Okay, the next property. It is used to draw the open and close curve. It is used to draw the open and close curve. So open curve means such kind of curves, or it is also used to draw the close curve. So any kind of curve like this is a close curve. So it is used to draw both open and close curve, B-spline curve. It has local control over the shape of the curve. It has local control over the shape of the curve, which is the major property of B-spline curve. The major property of Bezier curve that it has a global control, while B-spline curve has a local control. Now see what is mean by local control. So I am going to draw here first vertex P naught, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, Sorry. P naught, P1, P. Suppose this is the vertices, polygon vertices. I am going to draw here the polygon with the help of these vertices. Well, it is drawn like a dotted line. And in these polygon vertices, the curve I am going to draw here. Suppose the curve is like this. The curve is always passes through the first control point and the last control point. Not necessary that it passes through all control points. So this is our P naught. This is P1. This is P2. This is P3. This is P4. 7 control points are there. P5 and this is P6. Okay. Now what is mean by local control? Now in Bezier curve, suppose we change this particular P1 from here to here. So in that case, it changed the entire shape of the curve. It changed the entire shape of the curve. But here it has a local control. Means suppose I change this P1 from here to here. So in that case, it change the only that particular segment. Suppose here is the segment, first segment with the K1 as the first segment. So it change only the shape of that particular segment instead of changing the entire curve. Okay. In this way, that segment is only changed. Suppose I change this P5 to here. Then in that case, suppose this is the segment, then it change only shape of that segment, not the entire curve. So that it is known as a local control over the shape of the curve that is shown here in this diagram. So here P0 to P6, all these 7 controls. So if I change this P1 from here to here, then only there is a change in that particular segment, not in the entire shape of the change in the entire shape of the curve. That is the major property of B-spline curve, that it has a local control over the shape of the curve. B-spline curve allows us to change the number of control points without changing the degree of polynomial. Why? Because the degree of polynomial is independent on the control points. It depends upon the value of k. Means here we can easily change the number of control points. Means I can remove this control point. I can remove this control point, or I can add a new control point here. It is possible without changing the degree of polynomial. Why? Because the degree of polynomial is not independent on the control points. It depends upon the k. That is another property of B-spline curve. In Bezier curve, if we change the number of control points, the degree of polynomial also changes. Why? Because the degree of polynomial depends upon the number of control points. Next property, okay. The curve generally follows the shape of the defining polygon. Means suppose we consider this is the polygon vertex, 4 vertices, then the curve generally follows the shape of the defining polygon. The curve is contained with the convex hull of the defining polygon. So same property with the Bezier curve. The curve is contained within the convex hull of the defining polygon. Then the sum of the B-spline basis function for any parameter value is 1. When we calculate Nik for different values of t, parameter values we consider here for t, then the sum of that function is precisely 1, as in the Bezier curve. It is also precisely 1. The maximum order of the curve is equal to the number of vertices of defining polygon. Maximum order means if there are 4 vertices, the maximum degree is 4. Why? Because k ranges from 2 to n plus 1 number of control points. If there are 7 control points, K is 2 to 7. Maximum order of the curve is equal to the number of vertices in the defining polygon. Now we move towards the next part, that is equation of the Bezier curve. Okay. So the function equation we are going to see for the B-spline curve. Let PT be the position vector along the curve as a function of parameter t. So as we know that whenever we draw a curve, suppose a vertex is given. For example, this vertex is given. And in that vertex, we have to draw a curve. We have to draw a curve. So we start with the first point is same as the vertex 1 and this is the last point is same. In between the point on the curve we need to determine or identify. We need to determine the point on the curve. So that pointer that we call it as a position vector. What is this? The value of xt and value of yt. X coordinate and y coordinate. So let pt be the position vector along the curve as a function of the parameter t. For that we take the values, parameter values t, which are normally ranges from 0 to 1. Then B-spline curve is given by, what is the equation for B-spline curve? So any position vector pt with two parameters xt and yt is equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to n plus 1. Instead of 0 to n, it is taken as 1 to n plus 1. In some books or on internet, it is 0 to n also given. Both are same. Either ranges from 1 to n plus 1 or 0 to n. So number of control points. 1 to n plus 1 bi. So b0, b1, b2, b3. In this way, the vertices, the point on the vertices. So here b0, it is, we call it as a b1. This is b2, this is b3 in this example. The vertices of the defining polygon or in which we are going to draw the curve. So summation of I is equal to 1 to n plus 1 bi nikt. Again this function is important as we calculate in Bezier curve ji. Correct? Ji and t. So in this way here we calculate nikt. What is the value of k? K is the degree of polynomial which is considered or defined while we draw a curve. So k is greater than or equal to 2, less than or equal to n plus 1. And what is t? It is ranges from t min to t max. It is ranges from t min to t max. Then what is the t min, t max also we will see. When bi, where bi is the position vector of the n plus 1 defining polygon vertices, means b0, b1, b2 and b3. So these are the position vectors of this polygon. Nik are normalized B-spline basis function or blending function. So as in Bezier curve, we use the blending function J, correct? Ji. In the way here Ni is the blending function. Now this blending function is calculated with two different conditions. The first condition when k is equal to 1. When k is equal to 1. So k is equal to 1, then ni1t is equal to. If t is greater than equal to xi and less than xi plus 1, then the value of nit is equal to 1. That example we are going to see in detail. So ni1 et is equal to 1 if t is greater than xi and less than xi plus 1. Otherwise it is 0. The value of this ni1t is 0 otherwise. So that is for k is equal to 1. When k is greater than 1, okay, means from 2 to n plus 1. K is ranges from 2 to n plus 1. We calculate nikt with this equation. So t is the parameter values we consider. It is ranges from t0 to t1 or t min to t max. The values of xi are the elements of knot vector. So this knot vector also we are going to see how to find out this knot vector in the next PPT. So what is this knot vector? It is the joining point of two segments. It is the joining point of two segment, that is the knot vector k1, k2, k3, k4, k5, these knot vectors. How to identify that values we are going to see. Satisfying the relation that xi is always less than xi plus 1. The parameter t varies from t mean to t max along the curve position vectors pt. The value of t varies from t mean to t max. So this equation we use to draw the Bezier curve or to find out the position vectors on the curve. See, again I am explaining. We consider let PT be the position vector along the curve. So here suppose we want to draw this curve, we need to identify the position vector 7, 6, 5, whatever the number of position vector which has two parameters xt and yt normally. So how this is defined? So for that pt is equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to n plus 1. So n 1 to n plus 1, 1 to number of control points. Either it is from 1 to n plus 1 or 0 to n. Bi, so Bi is nothing but the position vectors of n plus 1 defining polygon. And Nik, it is the blending function. So how we find out the Nik blending function? Initially it is calculated for Ni1 when k is equal to 1. Why k is greater than always 2? So first one we need to identify and out that. So Ni1t is equal to 1 if t is greater than xi less than xi plus 1, otherwise it is 0. And if k is greater and when k is greater than 1, 2 to n plus 1, this function is used. So here the knot vector xi are the elements of knot vector, means the joining of two segments where it satisfies always the relation that xi is less than xi plus 1. The parameter t varies from t min to t max along the curve. Now see what is meant by segment, that we are going to see in detail. Okay, so segment here, beachline curve, what is mean by segment, how it is defined. So here again we consider the same example that there are 7 control points and 7, n plus 1 is equal to 7, that is P naught, P naught, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6. So as there are n plus 1 control 7 control points, n is equal to 6, consider k is equal to 3. So degree is equal to 2. Degree is always 1 less than the value of k. Now the number of segments is n minus k plus 2. So if we calculate, there are 5 segments and these 5 segments are drawn here. So this is the first one, start from here T0 to T1. This is the segment number 1, Q1. Then this is the segment T1 to T2, second segment. T2 to T3 means up to the Q3, that is third. This is up to fourth and fifth. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. These are the knot vectors. We can say these are joined the two segments. Q1 joined this segment with this segment, correct? This Q1. Q2 joined this segment with this segment. Q3 joined this segment with this segment. And Q4 joined this with this segment. So these are the knot vectors that join this segment. How to calculate the values of knot vectors, we'll see with example in the next PPT. Now here this Q1 segment, which are the control points there? In this, the Q1 segment, the control points are P0, P1 and P2. So Q1 segment, it is controlled by the three control points P0, P1 and P2 with T is equal to 0, T is equal to 1. Then this Q2, it is controlled by P2, P3 and P4 with T is equal to 1 and T is equal to 2, as there are 5 segments. T start with 0 to 5. Then Q3 controlled by P2, P3, P4. Then Q4 controlled by P3, P4, P5 and Q5 controlled by P4, P5 and P6 with the parameter T values. The T values or parameter values T different. So these values we put in the equation t values to find out the points on the Bezier curve, position vectors on the Bezier curve. So this is about the segment. The curve is divided into number of segments, and the number of segments, it depends upon the number of control points and the value of k. Now the next one, not vector. So an open uniform not vector has multiplicity of not values at the ends equal to the order k of the B-spline basis function. Xi ranges from 0 to n plus k. Xi ranges from 0 to n plus k. And suppose n is equal to 6 and k is equal to 3. So I ranges from 0 to 9. Now see, internal knot values are evenly spaced. Okay, evenly means so that as we have seen in the previous example, t values are evenly spaced. If we want 0 to 1, there are 6 parameters. Then we normally call 0, 0 0.20, 0 0.40, 0 0.60, 0 0.80 and 1. So it is evenly spaced. So in this way, not vector values, not values are also evenly spaced. So using integer increments, these examples are given here. Actually, we are going to we are going to see it using the example, another example. So internal knot values are evenly spaced. For example, suppose integer increments are used there with n is equal to 4. So when n is equal to 4, when n is equal to 4 and k is equal to 2, k is equal to 2 and n is equal to 4. So the I ranges from 0 to n plus k, means 0 to 6. I ranges from n plus k 0 to 6. So total how many values are there? Not values are there, not vector values 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this case, k is equal to 3. So I ranges from 0 to n plus k. N is 4 plus 3, 7. So total how many not values are there? 8 not values are there. You can observe 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 8. Here k is equal to 4. So it is from 0 to 8, means 9 not values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values. So this is integer. Floating point are also there. So normalize the increments. Again, if k is equal to 2, total 7 values are there, y n is equal to 4. If k is equal to 3, then there are 8 total not values. If k is equal to 4, there are 9 not values. So how to identify or find out these not values? For that, a simple function is used. So formally, an open uniform not vector is given by xi is equal to 0, means that not value, you can observe here, initial values are 0 when I is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to k. While I is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to k, then xi is equal to 0. When I is greater than k plus 1 and less than or equal to n plus 1, then xi is equal to I minus k. When I is greater than or equal to n plus 2 and less than or equal to n plus k plus 1, then xi is equal to with this value. Now see it with example. Okay, so we are going to see this example to calculate the open uniform basis function, not vector values. To calculate the 4 with n is equal to 3, third order k is equal to 3, basis function ni3t, I is equal to 1 to 4. It is ranges from 1 to n plus 1. N plus 1, there are 4 control points are there with an open not vector. So here how to identify the not vector. For that we need this formula. Now I am going to write here. Okay. So to solve this not vector from 1 to n plus k plus 1, How many total not vectors it is are there? I ranges from 0 to n plus k. N is equal to 3 and k is equal to 3. So it is 0 to 3. So there are total 7 not values. 7 not vector values. Now we are going to find out these 7 not values. For that again I write here k is equal to 3, n plus 1 is equal to 4, then n is equal to 3, and for this equation we require n plus k plus 1. So what is n plus k plus 1? It is equal to n is equal to 3, k is equal to 3. So it is 7. Now one by one I am going to write. So first x1 I am going to calculate. 1 to 7 not values we have to calculate. So first x1 is equal to. Now here what is the value of I? And what is the value of I here? I is which is greater than 1 and less than or equal to 3. Correct? Xi. What is the value of I? As I is equal to 1, which is I is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to k. K means 3. I is 1. So I is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to k. So when I is greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to k, what is the value of x1? It is 0. It is 0. Similarly, next we calculate x2. X2 is equal to. Now what is the value of I? As I is equal to 2, where this I is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to k. K is equal to 3. So as again it satisfies the first condition, x2 is equal to 0. Now x3. X3 is equal to. Now what is the value of I? It is 3. So as I is equal to 3 and this is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to k, that is 3, and that's why again x3 is equal to 0. X3 is equal to 0. So in this way the first three values are 0. Now we move towards the x4. What is the value of x4? So here as what is the value of I? I is equal to 4. Now whether it is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to k, k is 3. No, it not satisfy the first condition. Now check whether it satisfies the second condition. Whether it satisfies the second condition. So what is the second condition? K plus 1, that is 4. So I is greater than or equal to 4 and it is less than or equal to n plus 1. What is n plus 1 here? N plus 1 is equal to 4. So as it is greater than or equal to 4 and also less than or equal to 4. So I is equal to I minus x4 is equal to I minus k. So is already we know that it is 4 minus k 3. So the value of this not vector is 1. The value of this not vector is 1. Similarly, we calculate the next one, x5. x5. So here again, as I is equal to 5. Now, whether it satisfies the second condition, I is greater than 4 and less than or equal to 4, no, it not satisfy the second condition. So we move towards the next condition. So whether it satisfy the next condition, so n plus 2, n is equal to 3, that is 2, 5, n plus 2 means 3 plus 2, 5. So I is less than or equal to 5, greater than or equal to 5 and less than or equal to n plus k plus 1. N plus k plus 1 is 7. So whether I is greater than or equal to 5 and less than or equal to 7, yes, it satisfies this condition. So the value of x5 is with the equation n minus k plus 2. So n is equal to 3 minus k 3 plus 2. So its value is 2. Its value is 2. So x5 is equal to 2. Similarly, we calculate x7. X7 is equal to. So here again compare the value of I, as I is equal to, sorry, x7, x6. I is equal to 6. As I is equal to 6, so it is greater than or equal to 4. Satisfy the third condition, greater than or equal to 4 and less than or equal to 7. So it satisfies the third condition. So x6 is equal to n minus k plus 2, n minus k plus 2, which is equal to again 2, which is again equal to 2. Then x7. Again we calculate x7 as I is greater than, as I is equal to 7, which is greater than or equal to 4. I is greater than or equal to 4 and less than or equal to 7. So in that case, again we calculate using the same equation n minus k plus 2, which is equal to 2. So these are the 7 not values we are calculated here. So the not vector for the current example is x values xi, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7 that we need to put in the original equation of the B-spline curve. So these values are, first is 0, second is 0, third is 0, fourth is 1, fifth is 2, sixth is 2, seventh is 2. So these are the values of x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6 and x7 that we require to put in our B-spline function or blending function of B-spline curve. So these values we need to put in this equation. So the parameter range is t greater than equal to 0, less than equal to n minus k plus 1, means it is from 0 to 2 in our example. In our example, given example, what example is given here? This example is given here. What n is equal to 3, k is equal to 3. So using this example, what is the parameter range? What is the range of t? So for that, t is ranges from 0 to n minus k plus 2. So n is equal to 3 minus k is equal to 3 plus 2, which is equal to 2. So the value of t is ranges from 0 to 2. It is equal to or greater than 0, less than or equal to 2. Now we find out the position vectors pt with the help of this equation. For that we need to identify the blending function, correct? B0, B1, B2, B3 that is given in the, means these values are given here in the vertex polygons. But we need to find out NIKT. NIKT, what is this? This is the blending function with this equation. And here we got the parameter value or the range of the parameter. It is ranges from 0 to 2. So Ni1t, when k is equal to 1, it is 1 if t is greater than xi, less than xi plus 1. Now we know the values of xi, x1 to x7. Means if, one example, okay, if we are calculating for k is equal to 1 and x1 is equal to, we know that 0 and x2 is also 0. Okay, both are zeros. Now whether this t start from 0, 0, 0.20 in this way, whether this t is between xi and xi plus 1. If s, then the value is 1. Then the value is 1. So in the first case, t is always start with 0. So in the first case, Ni1 t is equal to 1. Why? Because t is equal to 0. It is between x1 and x2. So in this way, for every value of xi1, x1, this x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, we need to find out the range. So here two ranges are used for t, 0 to 1 and 1 to t. For simplicity, two ranges are used, 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. And remaining for k is greater than 1, this equation we need to consider. Entire equation we need to consider for k is greater than 1. Here in this equation, how many number of segments are there? The number of segments are n minus k plus 2. That is our equation. So again n minus k plus 2, it is equal to 2. Means how many number of segments are there in this? There are only 2 segments in this curve. So as there are 2 segments here, the first segment in which t ranges from 0 to 1 greater than equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. And the second segment t ranges from 1 to 2. Why these two ranges are taken? Because there are only 2 segments. If there are 3 segments, we need to take the 3 values, 3 different parameter values of t. But as there are only 2 segments according to our equation of number of segments, the parameter range for t is t 0 to 1 and t 1 to t. And that values we are going to put in this equation, and accordingly we will get the baseline curve, position vectors on baseline curve. And these are shown here with the different various parameter ranges. So Ni1t is equal to 1, for I is equal to 3k, and all these. All these values we need to put in these two equations. Whether it's k is equal to 1, we consider this equation. When k is greater than 1, this equation is considered. And it is for t ranges from 0 to 1, and this is for t ranges from 1 to 2. And this is the final result. Depending upon this, k is equal to 1, k is equal to 2, and k is equal to 3. Different values of k are considered here. First k is equal to 1 considered, then k is equal to 2, and k is equal to 3 is considered. And depending upon this is the result. Now in short, we discuss the difference between the spline, Bezier and B-spline curve. 3 different types of curve we have studied. Spline curve initially, then Bezier curve, and then B-spline curve. Similarity, I already told you that in Bezier curve and B-spline curve, the similarities are that both are approximation curve. That is the first similarity. Second one, they both have the control points. Okay, n plus 1 number of control points. That is the another similarity between these two Bezier and B-spline curve. Then it follows the shape of the convex hull. It passes through the first and last control point compulsory. So these are some similarities. Now the difference between the spline, B-spline and Bezier curve. A spline curve can be specified by giving a specified set of coordinate positions called the control points, which indicate the general shape of the curve. So in spline curve, we used a like this. Suppose we want to curve. So here some control coordinate positions are given. So this, suppose this is the first, second, third. These are the coordinate position which define the indicate the general shape of the curve, that is spline curve. The Bezier curve can be specified with the boundary conditions with the characterizing matrix or by blending function. Blending function is used there to find out this um, matrix or to find out the position vectors. The B-spline curve are specified by Berenstein basis function that has limited flexibility. It follows the general shape of the curve. The curve generally follows the shape of the defining polygon. So here the curve defined use the shape of the defining polygon. These curves are result of the use of open uniform basis function. Where it is used, spline curve, typically CAD applications for spline include the design of automobile bodies, aircraft, spacecraft, surfaces, and ship hulls. These are found in painting. Bezier curve are found in painting and drawing packages as well as in CAD application. These curves can be used to construct blending curve. Then spline curve, it possesses a high degree of smoothness at the place where the polynomial pieces connect. I have shown you one diagram initially in spline that polynomial pieces are connected, weight is connected there. At that position, it gives a high degree of smoothness. The degree of polynomial defining curve segment is 1 less than the number of control points. The B-spline allows the order of the basis function and hence the degree of resulting curve is independent of number of vertices. A spline curve is a mathematical representation for which it is easy to build an interface that will allow a user to design and control the shape of the complex curves and surfaces. In Bezier curve, there is a global control over the curve shape. In B-spline curve, there is a local control over the curve surface and shape of the curve is affected by every vertex. Okay, if we change one vertex, it changes the shape of the curve. So shape of the curve is affected by every vertex. So that is about the differences between this spline, Bezier and B-spline curve.